where the real ones talk and the truth gon' flow like sun, right? Yeah, the spotlight glow from the stars, you know, to the ones about to blow. Hear the stories unfold from the grind in the dark to the diamonds in gold. Every beat, every dream, every risk they chose. We keep it raw, no scripts, no pose. Tune in close, let the energy grow. New voices rising, yeah, we running the show. Bring the stage to the mic, let the whole world know. It's the Fed Up Show. 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 Yeah. It's the Fed Up Show, where the real ones talk and the truth gon' flow like sun, right? Yeah, the spotlight glow from the stars, you know, to the ones about to blow. Hear the stories unfold from the grind in the dark to the diamonds in gold. Every beat, every dream, every risk they chose. We keep it raw, no scripts, no pose. Tune in close, let the energy grow. New voices rising, yeah, we running the show. Bring the stage to the mic, let the whole world know. It's the Fed Up Show. 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 Yeah. It's the Fed Up Show, where the real ones talk and the truth gon' flow like sun, right? Yeah, the spotlight glow from the stars, you know, to the ones about to blow. Hear the stories unfold from the grind in the dark to the diamonds in gold. Every beat, every dream, every risk they chose. We keep it raw, no scripts, no pose. Tune in close, let the energy grow. New voices rising, yeah, we running the show. Bring the stage to the mic, let the whole world know. It's the Fed Up Show. 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 Yeah. It's the Fed Up Show, where the real ones talk and the truth gon' flow like sun.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Mika, aka Miss Fed Up Show, and I'm back for another episode of Live on the Fed Up Show. Okay, Fed Up family, tonight I want to talk about what happens when a writer decides that simply having a story is not enough. Because some people write books, some people produce films, some people create events, some people build platforms, but every once in a while you meet somebody bold enough to do it all. Because she understood that if the doors weren't opening fast enough for Black storytellers, she could build another door. Tonight's guest didn't just pick up a pen and become a writer. She took that pen and started building an ecosystem, and an ecosystem where Black authors could be discovered, where Black stories could be celebrated, where writers could network, learn, collaborate, and understand that their words have value beyond the pages of a book. She's an author, writer, producer, literary entrepreneur, and cultural architect whose work has created opportunities for storytellers who deserve to be seen and heard. Through AAMBC, she helped build a platform dedicated to amplifying Black literary voices. Through Black Writers Weekend, she created space where literature, entertainment, entrepreneurship, and culture could collide. And now she's turning the camera toward the very community she spent years championing with her documentary, Dear Black Writers. And that's where tonight's conversations get deeper, because I don't only want to know what Tamika Newhouse has built. I want to know what it cost her to build it. What happened when people didn't understand the vision? What happened when the writer had to become the businesswoman? What happened when the dream became bigger than the dreamer? Writers, grab your notebooks. Producers, pay attention. Entrepreneurs, lean in. And anybody sitting on an idea because you're waiting for somebody to validate it, tonight is for you. Fed Up family, help me welcome to the stage a woman who didn't just write herself into the story. She started creating more pages for everybody else. She's an author, writer, producer, visionary, founder. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Tamika Newhouse. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey y'all, girl. First of all, you gonna have to introduce me all the time. That's what's up.
It'll be my pleasure. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate that. That was great. Thank you.
Most definitely. Well, welcome to Live on the Fed Up Show, and I thank you so much for coming onto the platform.
Thank you so much for taking interest and and sharing my work, sharing my story. Like I'm happy to be here.
Yes, ma'am. Well, guess what? We two busy women, and I know we got a lot to do tonight. So we're gonna jump right into this interview and give them what they need to know.
Let's
Okay.
do it.
So,
Let's do it.
so the woman behind the success, before AAMBC was created, before you created Black Writers Weekend, before producing, who was Tamika Newhouse, and when did you realize that writing is what you wanted to do?
Well, I was Tamika Jameson, and I was literally just a girl that had a dream of being a famous writer. My journals were my best friends, and I was like, I'm still to this day. I kind of rock with myself. I'm a loner. Like I stay in my own space, my own world. I'm literally in my room most of the time, creating, imagining things, implementing things. And I'm literally just living out like my dream. This is really what I wanted to do, like since I could imagine. So I was about 11, 12 years old.
Yeah, so early in life, you knew.
Yes.
So now, when you wrote your first piece and you went out and you stood on a platform where others could not judge you and voice their opinions, do you remember the first time someone responded emotionally to something you wrote and you realized, hey, my words have power?
Oh, that's a good question. Now, look, I ain't gonna hold y'all. So
Ah,
I look, I produce, and yes, a lot of my work is rooted in literary activism. But in the midst of that activism, I was going through and living through my own darkness and my own grief, actively living through grief. And so there are a lot of days I do not remember. And this is something that a lot of people do not talk about, where grief steals their memory, it steals their days. And so I'm granted, I met a lot of people in my early years of my author life. Like I literally landed a book deal without an agent 9 months after I put out my debut book, literally because I was super aggressive. I mean, I was annoying online. Like I was making sure everybody knew that my book, The Ultimate No No, was a book they needed to read. That book put me on the map in ways I would have never imagined. But I was actively like pouring into my artistry because real life was tumultuous. I was going through so much everywhere I turned, and I couldn't control my life. So when I did begin to meet, I can't tell you the first time, but I knew that this was really like something for me to do when people that didn't have a direction, didn't really know what to do with their own writing, they wasn't eating well off their own writing, and I began to be the person to make that happen. I knew that the work that I was doing was meant more for just me, and I'm grateful that God signed me up for this assignment. At the same time, I'm kind of mad because I'm like, yo, homie, I had my own thing I wanted to do now. But here you go sidetracking me, helping me, allowing me to open up doors for your children, which I love and I appreciate. But I'm like, let me step in the door first. So I used to have to toggle with that whole, this is my purpose, I'm good at it, like I can make it work, versus, like I want to kind of just be selfish in my own little space. So I can't
mhm.
answer like when was the first time, literally because a lot of my days, my 20s, I do not remember, but I do know, and there's evidence of people that I helped put on, people that I helped feed, people not just feed physically, like with finances and resources, but emotionally and spiritually, and just and kind of just help them kind of grow up in their own, in their own right, essentially. Yeah.
Yes. And I want to piggyback off some things you just said. First, the grief. My current stage play is called Grief, Grudges, and Guilt. And I tell them that play was written to help me come out of my grief when I lost my last grandparent to cancer, and then also cousins dying in that same time frame. First cousins, second cousins
Right.
dying in that same
Everybody.
yes. So writing was my release, you know, and the vision came. So I can definitely feel you on that. And then you
Yeah.
spoke about helping create doors for others. In that moment, in those seasons when you were helping others accomplish their dreams and create paths for them, did you ever just stop and wonder, wait a minute, is anybody going to pour into my dream too? Do I got to pour into others' dreams and mine as well? Or is anybody going to help pour into Tamika Newhouse dream as well? Were those ever those seasons where you was questioning, where's my cup? Where are people pouring into me at?
I still ask God that question, but I'm a lot older and wiser now to where my feelings don't really get hurt. I have more understanding of people. I don't really hold things against people. Like people are just people. Like they're gonna be who they are. And I really had to build some tough skin, and I had to learn a lot of things the hard way. And so now I'm more wiser. Like I have, like not that I'm shielded, but I'm a lot tougher to crack. You know, like you can't just tell me oh anything, and I like get my feelings hurt, or I kind of just get like into this little shell and be like, oh, I can't believe you did this. Yeah, there's a lot of things that people can actually do, and so I still ask that question with even within my work as I continue to pour into Black Writers Weekend because it has been around for nearly 2 decades now, many, many,
Oh,
many moons. And there
wow.
is a good handful of people that come back to pour into the stage that poured into them. A lot of people got started on Black Writers Weekend and nobody else was putting them on their stage. Some of them didn't have books and projects out, but I saw amazing things in people. Like I saw how people gravitate to them and I saw how they were actively dreaming. I'm like, sure, whatever. Get on my stage, share what you know, see how the cards lay. At the end of the day, when I put people into these rooms, it really is up to them what they do with that. I can't really kind of orchestrate how you dominate, how you network. I can't really do that. All I can do is kind of invite people into the room and what you do with it. Look, I'm gonna sit back and watch. And there's not a lot of people that come back and say, Black Rise Week can put me on in a sense of where they come back and put themselves on the stage with their influence. They come back and share, the Black Arts Week and the network with their audience. They tell some of the people that have poured into them financially or resource wise, hey, you probably need to come over here and mess with Black Rise Weekend as well. That's kind of far and in between. I don't really receive that a lot. People come to Black Rise Weekend to eat and they don't really come to like come and cook with me, like so yes, I still ask that question. But now I'm so much wiser in business and how I build my relationships that Black Rise Weekend sustains on its own. And the people that do come back and pour into this organization, then those are the people that were supposed to. And I continue to do my part to make sure that the new people that's coming in, now they get to eat and hopefully they get to flourish as well.
Most definitely. I love that. I love that I'm wiser now because yeah, I turned 41 this year. So but when I hit 40, the mindset changed.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
I felt the same exact way. Okay. And then I had to learn just hanging around like-minded people such as yourself
Yeah.
who would tell me, listen, you got to surround yourself with like-minded people. You got to surround yourself with people who know you're trying to grow and get somewhere and they're willing to pour into you just as much as you're willing to pour into them, and be intentional on who you keep in your personal space and on
Yep.
your journey to conquer your dream. And I had to take that in. I've taken that in. I'm so grateful for the connections I've made over just these last few months. And I will say, I actually received media passes to come to Black Writers Weekend, but I
Ah.
end up. Yes, I didn't get to come though because I'm on a promotional trail with my play that's debuting in Valdosta this weekend, and I was
Sure.
end up in Valdosta, so I missed it. But I was watching it on Instagram, and I was sharing everything that was being posted.
Well,
So
thank you.
I shared it and shared it. But I love the platform, and I will say that this was my first year even hearing or seeing about it. So that was one of the main things and reasons why I wanted to reach out, because people like me who are writing and over here may have not heard of Black Writers Weekend, but now hopefully I can help bring the awareness to others who pay attention to me, and now they know about it and they'll be looking for it for next year because
Yep.
it's going to
That's how it
continue to
starts.
grow. Yes, most
Yep.
definitely. So and then I want to ask you too, for the other writers who are aspiring to get to where you are and who are going to embark upon this journey, tell them, what is the difference in your opinion between someone who wants to write in someone who actually becomes a writer?
Oh, somebody who wants to write, somebody who becomes a writer. So I'm gonna break it down like pretty simple. You know, somebody knows how to naturally play music, or somebody knows naturally how to sing and hold a note. Like they have the talent, they have the gift. Writing is an art form. Like knowing how to naturally tell a story is an art form. And when you actively are writing, you're kind of polishing that muscle. Like you're discovering new ways to tell the story, new ways to build characters and to build onto your world. So you'll have people, just like sometimes people, people want to rap. They'll come in, they'll be a rapper. They don't really have the natural skill set to do that. You have some people that want to be an actor. Everybody in mama right now want to be an actor, right? And so you have some people that want to be a filmmaker, right? A lot of people
Mhm.
didn't go to school to learn film, but they're watching other people do it. They're searching on Google. They're looking up, the steps, the generic steps to do it, and then they're jumping into that space, and now they're saying, "I am this." Ain't nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that, right? It is what it is. But there's two different types of creators. You got one that's born with it, and one that kind of adapts. However way you want to kind of go about that journey, do it with integrity and do it with the intention of putting something great out into the world. You should not jump into this space because you want to profit from it. Now, granted, you do want to eat, but the money will come. But to truly enjoy being an artist, like a real artist, money can't be the end all be all. Like you got to really actually enjoy this and pour into your craft. That is the difference from somebody that's kind of just step into the space and somebody that's born with it. Me, I've been writing and creating stories ever since I was able to form sentences. My children, ever since they could form a sentence, I used to make them write reports based off of what they read, and all of a sudden their imagination was just skyrocketing. So my children have the gift. My children have the natural ability to create stories and create these metaphors, and they have their own little approach to how they build their characters and how they choose to tell their stories. And so that's the difference. My thing is anybody can actually jump into it. I'm not knocking that. It is a very saturated, very heavily um uh industry that people are kind of just jumping into because everybody can be a creative, everybody can be an influencer. We all have the power to influence because we have this device in our hands and all we gotta do is go live. And so you have to then start asking yourself, what do I want to kind of share with the world? What stories do I have? What do I want to influence people? How can my pain be of service to other people? How can my knowledge be of service to other people? Honestly, that is what humanity is supposed to be about. That's
Yes.
why we have, they call it history, and we have these books, and we have photographs even showing us what the world used to look like back then. We're supposed to learn from each other. We're not supposed to keep it all in. And so honestly, that's just my advice. When and if you decide to jump into this space, do it with integrity and ask yourself, what is it that I want to authentically share with people? And just be yourself. However the cards may lay, that's how they're supposed to fall.
Mhm. Listen, I'm loving your answers. Okay, I'm loving your answers. Live on the Fed Up Show is a platform that was created for answers like that. For those who didn't weren't given a blueprint, because I tell them quit. Nobody gave me a blueprint or direction
Hmm.
on how to be a playwright or to run a podcast. It's something I wanted to do. I jumped out there, watched people study the craft, learn, and created my own way of doing things, and I jumped out there off of faith. So for you to say what you just said, that's what the platform is for people who like you who have traveled that journey, built their platform, created their name, who are willing to come back and say, hey, this is what I did. This didn't work, but I did it this way. But to help you prevent it from doing it that way, I'm here to tell you, hey, don't go that route. Go
Yeah.
right instead of
Yeah.
left.
Here's
That's
something for
what
you
it's
to
for. So
consider.
thank you. Yeah. So thank you
Yeah.
so much for being willing to share that and speak that, like you just did in your answer. And I want to go and tell them you created and founded AAMBC. Could you tell them what that stands for, and what did you see that was missing in Black writers in the Black writer community that made you realize that AAMBC was needed?
Well, so it stands for African Americans on the Move, right? I love us. I'm a PK kid. For those that don't know, I'm a preacher's kid. So a lot of my work and a lot of everything that I always do is rooted in ministry. It's always rooted in community. I just can't help it, y'all. It's in me. And so
Mm-hmm.
when I began to like really pour myself into reading, I started seeing, and Black Expressions was like this subscription service I used to get all my books from. I don't know if y'all remember Black Expressions, y'all, but it was where almost like the old school little catalogs you get in the mail, and you kind of get these bundle of CDs and these bundle of DVDs. Well, you can get a bundle of books. And these were how I used to discover Black writers. And in these catalogs, I used to see, the same writers, the same dozen or so writers. Like, oh, okay, cool. That's great. And then when I began to talk about these books on MySpace, people
Mm-hmm.
would then respond and give their input on what they thought about the book. Now, I didn't have no friends. I keep telling y'all, I'm a loner. I be in my own room, be in my own little world. So I couldn't find a book club to be a part of. I thought it would be a little weird to walk up to grown folks and be like, hey, I like to read. You want to read with me? I thought that was weird. So versus doing that, I started my own little book club online. And I just started talking to strangers. And those strangers, a lot of them were other authors that had actually self-published their books. And I was like, what is self-published? Because at that moment, I had already freehand wrote The Ultimate No-No, which ended up becoming my debut book. But I thought, like most people, I had to get a book deal. Like how a record deal is almost like far-fetched. And to become
Mm-hmm.
an actor, in Hollywood is far fetched. Now all those things are at our fingertips. No one ever told me that I could make my own dreams come true. And when I discovered all these self-published authors, I began to ask them, "Hey, so what did you do? How did you do it?" And so I started studying some of their moves. And so then I began to apply some of that to my own journey. So I'm learning from those that I began to promote their books. And when I discovered the art of publishing, I put out my own project. It says I self-published my own project. I created my own publishing company, named it after my late mother. And after that, I literally kind of just I went on the road just running, basically. My organization became like the pilot to everything that I do today. We created conversations around books. I began to curate actual physical events, which is kind of weird because again, I'm a loner. But versus going to somebody's party, I launched my own party because I figured it'd be easier to get people to come party with me if it's my party, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I created my own events. I launched my first book club event in 2009 in San Antonio. In 2011, no, 2010, I took it to Chicago. 2011, I launched the Baltimore Urban Book Festival. And that was a collaborative thing that fell apart because somebody wanted me to be in the background when I actually was the front runner. So I said, you know what,
Come
you can
on.
have it. You can have it. We don't know how to collaborate appropriately, so you go ahead and have that. And when that went about that, I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and revamp my book club and I'm going to create Black Writers Weekend. And that was in 2015. And by that time I had started using the term creatives. I was producing literary experiences for like the NAACP Image, Artist Pavilion, CIAA, Essence Fest, so forth and so forth, because authors and experiences fusing with like music and food. Nobody was doing it. It was unheard of. And so when I began to start doing that type of concept in 2011, 2012, those big entities and those big festivals love that concept and that idea. So I began to start producing for them. And before you know it, all of a sudden now moving forward, maybe like around 2018, 2019, I began to see my work influence so many other people. And so now you
Yeah.
have all of these experiences and you have all these book festivals and you have all these conferences. Like you got stuff almost every weekend. What was hard for me to do because no one was doing it, it's now super easy for somebody to now implement and do it. And so that in itself, I feel like I've done my part. I have influenced a whole generation of curators and people that love reading and that love films. And if I don't do nothing else, y'all, I did my part.
You did your part, most definitely. What do Black authors still need from publishing and entertainment industry that you believe they're still not receiving enough of today?
Ooh, so what do they need is AI has really begun to put like a dark cloud on the freedom to create because they trained a machine based off our own writing, then turn around and say that's not, we didn't write it. So it's like, okay, what we supposed to do with that? So it's
Yeah.
like, how do we go up against a machine that literally comes from us? So I would ask for publishers to be a little bit more graceful when they're doing their deep diving to ensure that this is a very authentic writer. Like study them, like look at their manuscripts, see if they freehand wrote, go into their archives and see if there's timestamps on their manuscripts. Like really kind of do some due diligence and make sure, like, okay, this is their project. Because I'm seeing so many more stories of people losing deals because they're getting there's people saying they plagiarized or they didn't write the book, like a AI did it. And recently, you know, that you had the professor and that recently, like, you know, took his life because he has so many allegations up against him. And it was just such a sad story. And another author lost a six-figure deal. So I want publishers to use a little bit more common sense when you're doing your interrogation. Let's go step away from the computers. Y'all remember how we used to create back in the day? See, look at them timestamps and really look and dive into this author's journey just to see if they actually truly wrote that project. And then, of course, after that, pay us the same as you pay all them other people. Don't be giving us a tenth of what y'all be giving them. We need to
Come
be getting
on.
paid the same. I'm still, we still have this huge pay gap. And so that in itself got to stop.
Most definitely. Most
Yeah.
definitely. Now you preach the word right there, sister. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, most definitely. And then I want to go back and talk about Black Writers Weekend real quick before we get into the documentary. For those who haven't experienced it, what happens at Black Writers Weekend that someone watching tonight wouldn't fully understand until they experience it for themselves?
Oh, you know what's amazing about Black Writers Weekend? And not just because I created, but it is because I created. And I know me. I know my intention behind everything that I put my hands on. And I want people to win. I don't need nothing from you. I'm not somebody that's trying to just get one up on people. You don't see my name flashing across, you know, the posters and the billboards and all that. No, it's Black Writers Weekend. I don't want nothing from y'all but y'all to literally come to Black Writers Weekend, learn, be intentional. And I don't want you sitting down and absorbing the room. I want you to get up and I want you to shake hands. I want you to activate connections. I want you to be so bold and like put yourself in these spaces where you are challenging yourself to get out of your comfort zone. So the saying is success comes out of your comfort zone. You got to step out of that box. And so a
Yes.
lot of conversations that we have at Black Lives Weekend too, y'all, is very intentional. Now I know there are so many events that come out and people are sitting up there talking about how they made it. They sitting up there talking about their bank account. They sitting up there talking about the team they got now and how it's great for them. And you sitting there and you ain't able to write nothing. Cause how that work for you? How you telling me that you own and you popping? How that's supposed to work for my journey? How am I supposed to
Mhm.
get me a book deal or some financing or produce this film? What contracts I need for this project? And you know what how much money I need for this? Like what is some real give me some real answers. Oh, we give
Yes.
you the real answers at Black Rise Weekend. And I say that because again, I walk around, I'm a PK kid, so I walk around with a little church finger. And I'm on the showroom floor, and I always tell people, if you see me, pull me to the side and hug me. Say hello. This is a family reunion. We all cousins. And I'm walking into the rooms, and I'm listening, I'm watching, I'm seeing, and I'm paying attention to the conversations at hand. We also curate the actual talking points for our panels. I want to make sure that you ain't up here just talking about you and your new outfit. We're not doing that. And I call people out too. I don't care if you get mad. I love you. That's exactly what I say when I'm done saying what I need to say. I love you. Because if you don't like what I'm saying, do something different. Behave
Yes.
differently. And if you don't like what I'm saying, and if it does, well, let me say this. If it doesn't apply to you, it don't apply to you. Don't get upset that I said it. Like at the end of the day, we are all family. We are all an extension of each other. And Black Lives Weekend, literally, you're gonna come there, you're gonna get some connections. There are so many people that now collaborate on projects together. You'll have people that come and they start as a vendor and they took a chance and they submit themselves to speak and now they're on the main stage. You'll have people that they're in business, they're in law, they're in branding, they're in marketing. Like you're getting more than just, you know, how to build this world and how to publish and how do I put out a film. Like you're getting more than just steps 1 through 10. You're getting all those internal late nights, early mornings, stressful days, how they figured out the trick and the tool, how you effectively how you can effectively network and collaborate. You're getting those real tangible tools. That for sure, I can say you're going to get at Black Writers Weekend.
Most definitely. I love this. I love this. And then now you have a documentary coming out.
Yes.
Dear Black Writers. Let's talk about it. Dear Black Writers, why a documentary? Why this subject and why now?
Oh, why documentary? Because why not? Like my thing is, if you are doing something, and this is also too in your own journey. I always tell people when I'm doing my interviews, I love me. I love me so much.
Mhm.
I'm rooting for me every day, all day. Because at the end of the day, if nobody gonna put me on, I'm gonna put myself on. And I would document. Growing up, my mama used to call me a pack rat because I won't let nothing go. I literally would just keep everything, all my journals, all my photos, all my clippings, everything you could think, everything I had in my very first bedroom, I still got. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with it, but I still have it. And so when I began to see all of these experiences pop up, and so many people are jumping into this space, and a lot of them are easily disappearing because this work ain't easy, y'all. You can't start an event, want hundreds of people to come, and not think it's going to take over you physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. A lot of people don't have what it takes to endure this journey. When it comes to leading people, when it comes to leading an organization, this is a selfless job that I'm doing. This is a selfless journey. And I really wanted people to see not just the journey of my work, but I want them to see the evolution of Black storytelling. Like what it looked like in the very beginning, what we had to fight for to get our face through the, on the billboards, on the cover of the magazines, to get our books turned into films, like to get the six-figure book deals. Like I wanted people to see those humble beginnings. I also wanted to see the struggle that I had to endure to get this concept going. And I wanted to see how it evolved over time to a big production to where I'm now able to say, look, it cost me well over five figures, well over five figures, almost six, to produce this type of concept, this concept. And most of the time, I'm not eating from it. Just got to the point where I'm back in the black. But I used to be like in the red, and then I would have to cover the red with my own money. And I really financially struggled a lot. And I struggled so much where I ain't have nothing, y'all. Like I'm driving an old car. I had to downgrade like how I was living. And I was struggling with that idea, like, God, this is my life, and I'm pouring into other people, and I can't even get no thank you for half of these folks. I don't know what you got going on up there, but this ain't it. I'm gonna need you to come up with another plan because I really don't have to care. Like, Lord, why do I care? I used to ask God these questions, like, look, give me, like, make me look mean or something, because this ain't
Yes.
it.
Yes.
But so I created that documentary, so not only for people to see the journey, but to inspire people that are actively doing the work, actively dreaming. Dreaming ain't easy, y'all, and everybody's not built for it. And if you ain't built for it, that is okay. That's another thing I want people to understand. It's okay if you're not built for it. Figure it out your journey, figure out your part, and then just dominate that and flow with it. Because life is going to do what it's going to do. Life is life. Life is life for everybody. And in there, you don't want to spend time comparing to somebody else because that's not for you. And I would never tell anybody, like, you should do it my way. No, you shouldn't. I don't think you can survive if you did it my way because I end up in the psych ward. I'm just saying. You don't want to do it my way, y'all. So at the end of the day, dear Black writers, it is my open love letter through the lens of my own work, through the team that I was able to build, to inspire people, to motivate people. And also it's almost to purge some of my own, like, ugh, like my, ugh, like kind of just
Yes.
dumping some of that, like shaking it off a little bit so that I can also continue to move on and do God's work.
Listen, the reason behind it alone is powerful. So that means the documentary has to be powerful. You're getting ready to debut this at the Bronze Lens Film Festival. Can you
Yes.
drop the date and time and location that will be taking place for those who can pull up and watch this in person?
Yes, we are going to be screening Dear Black Writers at the Bronze Lens Film Festival, which is the same film fest, y'all, that put Ava DuVernay on. Clock it. So maybe that may be me one day. Who knows? But it'll be August 23rd, so this coming Sunday. So I got to get my outfits together. And it
Yes.
will be at the Tower Theater at 6:30. And there'll be a talk back afterwards. So I'm really excited to, hear the crowd response. I actually had my team like invite like all the old Black Rise Weekend talent for like the past 5 years. I sent an invite to everybody, y'all, because I'm excited. I want y'all to see this documentary. So hopefully it'll be a packed house. I'm hoping. But if not, those that are supposed to be there, supposed to be there.
It will be. And for those who can't make it, how can they be able to watch the documentary?
Those who cannot make it right now, I'm not streaming it. I'm putting it on the Film Fest market for now, and I'm going to stream it exclusively in Book World. That's BUUK.world. This is a immersive digital world that I have partnered up with the talented Minister Jazz. And it's something where you would never imagine. It's almost like I call it like the old school Sims game. You can go into this world, you can build you a house, you can go to the library, you can go to the theater. Like it's a whole world, but it's all digitally. And it's called Book World, BUUK.world. So when
Can
Dear
you hear
Black
me?
Writers
Did
is
it
done
freeze?
touring, it'll be inside of Book World. Oh, I think we lost her. Are you back? Are you back? Are you back? Are you back?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. There you go. My son was calling. I was trying to reject this
Oh,
call.
okay,
It
okay. So they
froze
heard
up on me.
me.
Yeah,
Okay.
go. Yeah,
All right. So
they can
everybody
still
heard
hear
me
you.
though.
Go
Okay.
ahead. Yes. Okay. So
But
I'm
you're a little
excited.
frozen though. I don't know if it's gonna unfreeze you. But like maybe take the camera off and on, see if they help. Ooh, I got a solo shot. I got a solo shot. Hey, I got a solo shot. Oh, oh. Okay. Okay, Miss Fed Up.
I heard you singing. Okay.
Welcome on
Please.
back. Oh.
Yes. Can you hear me and see me good now?
Oh no, there's a delay. I can't hear you.
Oh, geez. What about now?
Hold on, y'all. We gonna get it together. Y'all bear with us. Oh, say something now. All right, I'm gonna start singing. Pass me not, O gentle Savior. Hear my humble cry. While on others thou art calling, do not pass me by. I'm calling
All right. Hear me?
Savior. Yep. All right, we
I
just
was
have to do a
just
little praise
I was
break.
just singing that same song this morning at work. They was like, "Oh, you singing?" I said, "Yeah." They sung it at church Sunday, and it's been stuck in my head ever since.
I told
Lord
you I'm a
have
PK
mercy.
kid. I will
Use
break
them,
down and
Lord.
sing me an
Use
old
us.
Negro spiritual now.
Yes, use us, Lord. Use us.
Yes,
Yes.
indeed.
So this Sunday, August 23rd, if you all can make it to the Tower Theater in Atlanta, Georgia, and to the Bronze Lens Film Festival to witness Dear Black Writers documentary written by the one and only, the famous Tamika Newhouse Jameson, please pull up and watch it for yourself and follow her story, man. Go follow her on all social media platforms. See what she's doing. Get involved. Go support the Black Writers Weekend the next year when it happens. Support everything she has going on because we all have a story to tell. Okay,
Yes, we
and
do.
some of our stories are very much needed to hear to help someone else on their journey as well. So yeah, please support her. She I've been following her for the last few weeks, okay, and I've been motivated and inspired myself. I do want to ask you, what did you discover while making the documentary that even you yourself, after years of storytelling, wasn't even prepared to hear? What
Girl,
what
my
what
voice.
realization? Yes.
My voice be getting on my nerves. I be like, girl, what is wrong? Lord, I be like, me. I be trying to get us together. But I will say though, I've gotten better, y'all. Outside of you, you're gonna see a couple moments like in a documentary where my voice gets screechy, whatever. I can't help it. But also too, I allow y'all to see me get an attitude because it is what it is. It's a lot of pressure when it comes to producing these events. There's a lot of people in your face. And when I expect for my team to do something, I expect for y'all to follow through and do it. When you mess up, and I pre-warn you about messing up, like listen to me so this won't happen, but you don't and do, I'm gonna say something. So y'all gonna see me in my most raw, unfiltered element. That's just who I am. I'm myself all day, every day. At the end, I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. I
Okay.
get down with the get down.
Okay.
Look, still, look. I'm an Atlanta transplant. I'm not bougie though. I'm still from old school Fort Worth, Texas. Funky
Yes.
town. I would get with it. So they would see me, be me in this documentary.
I love that. You got to make it relatable. The best stories
Yes.
out there to be told are those that are relatable and real. Don't nobody want no fake storyteller. I'm bored. I'm sleeping.
I don't
I'm
do
not.
no filters. See, that's why I don't talk to people online because I don't do no filter and y'all can get an attitude. And then I'm going to have to ask you, why am I supposed to care about what you think about me? I don't know you. Like, come on, what we doing? Let's logically process this. I don't care about what strangers think, but I'm supposed to. So that's why I
Yeah.
don't talk to strangers online. So
There
I
you
won't get
go.
in
I know that.
trouble.
I know that's right. And my last two questions before we wrap up. If dear black writers could speak directly to the young black writers sitting somewhere tonight watching this, wondering whether their story matters, what would you want the documentary to say directly to them?
Oh, you know what's amazing is that it's only one you. There are billions of people on this planet. Ain't nobody else you. If that's not something to be cocky about, if that's not something to where you want to hype that person up, you want to give that person the very best, like you want that person to be around the very best. I don't know what to tell you. Like when you look in the mirror, you supposed to really truly feel like, dang, I'm me. Like,
Mhm,
I'm really that person. And you
mhm,
are because there's no other person on the planet that is you. You are a rare gem, literally. You are valuable. You can never be replaced. And when you are gone, you ain't never coming back, ever. So while
mhm.
you here, do your very best. Love on yourself, prioritize yourself, um, and take like huge risk. I mean, because at the end of the day, we all come the same way and we all leave the same. It ain't that deep. Like again, I keep saying life gonna do what's gonna do. It's gonna be happy, it's gonna be sad, it's gonna be brightness, it's gonna be darkness. You're gonna see people born, you're gonna see people die. You're gonna make money, you're gonna lose money. You're gonna gain weight, you're gonna lose weight. It is
Yes.
what it is, y'all.
Yes.
Both the good and the bad have to coexist. And don't walk around mad because some bad stuff happened. It is what it is. That's life. Get over it. Move around. Move on. Figure out to learn something from that situation. Apply it to your next situation or your days to come and keep it moving.
And
That's
keep it
my
moving.
advice. Keep it
Yeah,
moving.
most definitely. And one day someone will tell the history of this era right now of Black literature and independent storytelling. When they reach the chapter with the chapter title Tamika Newhouse Jameson, what do you hope they write in that chapter?
That girl never sat down. She was always doing something. Yep. Always doing something, y'all. I ain't gonna never sit down till the Lord call me home.
Amen to that. Amen to that. I love that. I love that. And then coming up, I saw this on your page. 2026. You're moving. You got a lot going. You shaking and baking. Tell us about your lineup. I saw Washington D.C., Newark, Chicago. Tell them where they can catch you in person at coming up in any of those locations.
Now all these days is done, but I will be
Oh,
headed. So yeah, so I
no.
was yeah, y'all be everywhere. Like I be everywhere. Like half the time, like half of the year, I'm not in the country. At least about 4 or 5 months out the year, I'm going somewhere. So I do plan on next year. I will be in Lagos. I am headed to Vietnam. I'm more like can go to Bali as well. I'll go back and spend some more time in Mexico. I recently became a citizen of Nigeria as well, so I will be establishing
Wow.
some work out there. And I'm just going to be exploring because the world is big in Africa. Africa
Yes.
is so big. So I'm going to be truly exploring.
Wow. Now that's amazing. Okay, that's
Yes,
amazing.
ma'am.
I
Where
want
there's
to
a
go, but
will,
I
there's
don't
a
want to be on the
way.
flight that long. I don't want to take that long flight, but I want to see Africa so bad. But I don't want to be on that plane that long. I'm gonna have to give me some
Ooh.
compression socks. I have to get compression socks
Not
and
yeah, not
everything to
only
ride that
compression socks, but girl, I don't know, take you little what you call them Benadryls and see if you can go to sleep for a few hours to kind of help you along the way. And then when you still wake up, you got 10 hours left. It is a journey, y'all. It is a process, but it is really worth it.
I
Like
want
it's
to.
very, very worth it. It really is.
I definitely want to experience it. I definitely want to experience it. So I appreciate you for sharing your story. I did grab just a few things off of your page. Tell them where they can book you or how they can book you for a keynote speaker, panelist, if you do those type of events to where they can book you for. How can they book you or get in touch with you?
They can go to tracesofmika.com. That's tracesofmika.com. And my social media, TikTok is Traces of Mika. Instagram is Tamika Newhouse. Facebook, you can search Tamika Newhouse or Tamika Jameson. I'm searchable on all those platforms. But essentially, if you just email me, tracesofmika at Gmail, you should be able to get a hold of me, and I'll come. I'll come and running.
You heard him. You heard him. Tamika, formerly Newhouse, now Tamika Jameson.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
girl, please book her. Keep her booked and busy. Follow
Booked
her
and busy,
journey.
y'all.
We like it. Follow her journey. Watch what she has going on, and let's support Black Writers Weekend next year when it comes back around. The Lord let us live to see it. Let's be there, pack the house out. Let it be the biggest crowd ever in the history of
I
Black Writers
claim it.
Weekend. Pull up if you a storyteller, playwright, author, aspiring author, any of that. Want to aspiring filmmaker? Pull up. Listen to the knowledge, listen to the wisdom, study your craft. That's how you become better. So pull up to it. I want to make sure, if the Lord let me live to see it, that I block that weekend off so I could be there this time. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, it was the powerhouse, formerly known as Newhouse, Tamika Jameson. I want to thank her so much once again for coming on and sharing her journey, her story, her insight, her wisdom. Tonight, we started with books. But somewhere along the way, this conversation became about something much bigger. It became about ownership of our stories, ownership of our voices, ownership of
Yeah.
our opportunities, and ownership of the spaces we create when the spaces that already exist don't make enough room for us. You reminded us tonight that writers aren't simply people who put words together. Writers document generations. Writers preserve culture. Writers give language to emotions people have been carrying but couldn't explain. And sometimes writers tell the truth before the rest of the world is ready to hear it. Through your writing, producing AAMBC Black Writers Weekend, and now Dear Black Writers documentary, you've shown that what can happen when somebody stops asking who is going to give us an opportunity. Okay, so it starts now and starts asking, what can we do to help build? To every
Yeah.
writer watching tonight with 30 unfinished pages on your laptop, finish it. To the person with the book idea you've been talking about for 5 years or more, write it. To the producer with the concept nobody understands yet, build it. And to the creative who keeps waiting for somebody to tell you that your story matters, stop waiting. Because Tamika Jameson has given you the insight you needed to go ahead and push forward with that dream. Your story mattered before anybody agreed to publish it. Okay, so let's make it
Yeah.
happen. Let's continue to tell our stories and get the word out there and continue to develop the best creatives we can. So Fed Up Family tonight wasn't just about celebrating this beautiful talented writer. Tonight was about celebrating the power of the written word. And I'll leave you all with this. If they won't give your story a chapter, write your own damn book. If they won't give you a seat, build your own room.
There's
And if
only
they tell
space.
you your story doesn't have an audience, tell it anyway. Because somewhere in this world, somebody is waiting to recognize themselves in the words only you can write. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it was Tamika Jameson. Miss Jameson, is there anything you want to leave the audience with?
Girl, Miss Fed Up, you done said it all. Cause you look,
Ah,
you coming to Black Rise Weekend because we're gonna have you doing some announcements or something, girl, because I'm motivated.
yes,
Let me open
I'm
up my
ready.
laptop. Let
Okay.
me finish what I'm doing.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Hey, whatever I can do to be a part, especially of a platform like that you have created, and baby, I will be truly blessed and honored and thankful and grateful for it. So yeah, whatever I can do and be a part of it, I'm willing to do so. All right, and still buy my ticket and somebody else's too. All right, so Fed Up family, once again, the writer, producer, creative, founder of AAMBC and Black Writers Weekend, and now the writer and creator of Dear Black Writers documentary. It was Tamika Jameson. And I am your girl, Miss Fed Up. And we came to you with another powerful episode of Live on the Fed Up Show. Keep writing, keep creating, keep owning your story. And whatever you do, people, don't die with an untold story held inside of you. Good night, everybody, and may God bless all the dreamers. We'll holla. Peace.
You know what they all say. Black folks don't read.
Local bookstore. Local bookstore.
Well, I got news for them. Because at the end of the day, my work is not about me. My work is about the authors. I've always advocated for us, now for 17 years.